What is good, guys? It's Ronald, also known as Youcapper from sportsmemo.com. Jay Money is Money and Skee Profit in the building. We were just chopping it up right before we got on about some of our experiences in the last couple of weeks when I was out there. That shit was fun, bro. Like I definitely can't wait to do it again. I know Jay was like, I ain't coming back here no more, but hey, it's gonna
That shit
happen.
ain't safe for me, bro. That ain't safe. That ain't safe for me out there. First off, it's ladies everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Skee trying to drink all day and stuff. It's just not good, man.
No, I
I'm
think what got me was all the damn walking. Like
yeah.
we was walking for like 13 miles that day or something.
Y'all
Oh
want to try the
no.
hottest wings on earth?
Yeah. That was funny. We gotta put that whole video. We gotta put that video on
Yeah,
YouTube,
I got a
bro.
couple. I got a couple of clips of it. Like we could just combine that shit. It was pretty funny though. We got Skee crying. Jay Money was trying to focus on the music so he wouldn't feel the heat. I was dead. But yeah, man. Hey, today we got WNBA. 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow. It's the start of the WNBA playoffs. So we're just gonna do a little preview of that. If we got some plays to drop, we'll drop them. And then Jay, he gotta go in a little bit, but so he's gonna pass out. He's gonna pass on. He's gonna pass on to me and Skee for MLB. We're gonna drop some MLB plays later today after Jay heads out. But definitely gonna be a good show, a fun show. Already starting off with good vibes, positive vibes. So first off, WNBA, we got number 2 Sky versus the number 7 Liberty. This line here has gone up from what was it 6.5 to like 10 now. In my opinion, I don't agree with that line. I don't know what is going on there. Skee, are we missing something here? Why is the line going up is steaming up so high?
I mean, there's nothing on the injury report as far as that goes. It seems like everybody should be in the game. So it's just people having love for this guy. Maybe they see the form that they went into or ending the season with. They know that they're the defending champs. And in my mind, just thinking back on the season, I feel like the Sky were a team that would win, but not win by this kind of margin. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Mhm.
I don't feel comfortable backing them -10. What I did, I mean, I took the Sky on the series price a few days ago when it came out, and it was juice, but it's very hard for me to see them losing this series. As far as this game individually, at the current number, I would probably look more towards the total. And I do agree with the way that's going because I know Chicago wants to play with pace, even though they can play really good defense. New York prefers to play at the fast pace too. So if I'm making a play on this individual game, it would be the over, but I'm on the Sky series price.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Jay, I know you're an NBA guy, and one thing, when NBA teams go into the playoffs, you want teams that are peaking at the right time. The
Mm-hmm.
Liberty, they won and covered the last 3 games into the season. They picked up Laney, who was, out for a majority of the season. And then, she's come into the starting lineup the last couple of games. Like she's kind of coming back into form. What do you think about, I mean, from that perspective, a team peaking at the right time versus the Sky who failed to cover, I think, last 5 of their last 7 games, and their defense is kind of struggling. To me, I'm with Skee on the series. The Sky should win the series, but from a cover perspective, do those things take a precedence in capping especially in the playoffs?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this, bro. WNBA, I realized real quick the WNBA wasn't necessarily like the NBA because one of these teams, most of the really good teams are they're just like they can put their foot down. Now, I think the main reason why the Sky have been taking the money because obviously they're the defending champs. I don't know about from 6 up to 10 though. I mean, that's like Sabrina's out or some type stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, I've looked at it now. The Sky did just win their last game by 15 points, right over the Mercury. I mean, they had already made the playoffs and clearly didn't care about their game. Before that, it was July 14th before they had won by more than 10 points, my guys. So I know they had beat the Mystics by 10 points. Like I said, they beat the Mercury, a bad team, a really bad Mercury team. But before that, July 14th was where they really just took somebody to Smack City. Like you said, Ronald, I don't like the form that the Sky came in before they win versus the Mercury. They lost to the Aces, got smacked up by the Storm as well. They beat the Sun by 3. I mean, come on, they were letting teams like the Sparks keep close with them, man. So I see the Liberty probably losing this game, but if they have one of those good shooting nights, I just see them possibly being able to keep within 7-8 points, my guys. So I didn't bet this game. Hopefully Liberty wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, do one of those games where they just can't hit anything and get smacked up. But if there's any game where they're probably covering this series, it's got to be the first one. And if they get smacked up in this one, and I think the second one, you know what I'm saying, you can still they're covering one of these games, Ronald. I feel like, Skee, come on, bro. The Liberty, they put some money in our pockets, but that was a good point by you, Ronald. The fact that they had to play well just to get into the playoffs could try to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things in the favor of the Liberty too. They're 3-0 as double-digit dogs this season. The Sky, they did win that last game by double digits, but Mercury pretty much quit on the season, in my opinion. There's Diggin Smith is out, right, and then Diana Taurasi is out. Kia Nurse hasn't played all season. They're just struggling as far as a team from a team perspective. But to me, I think Liberty is the way to go here, and then with like Skee, I think offense is going to play a big part here. Defensively, the Sky are struggling. So that's the way that I would look in this first game. And from a series perspective, I'm with Skee here. I think the Sky should win this one out. And then, all right, so our next series is the Mercury that we just talked about, the team that really, I mean, how can you look at the line? It's -16 now, and this is a playoff game.
I need some help, Ronald.
Hey,
I'm serious. What's the team total on the Mercury? What's the team total?
When I saw it yesterday, when the line was 15, it was 91. Because I was looking at that too, the team total. That was
for the Mercury.
For the Mercury.
Yeah.
I was
76.
Okay.
I can't find anywhere. They're not getting there, bro. It's simple. Yeah. The Mercury don't belong here. They did all this just to make the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? They just wanted to be here. They not a team that belongs here. This is not going past 2 games. This is probably going to be 2 massacres. I'm not laying the points, but I would take the Mercury team total under. I think that's the spot right there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. What do you think, Skee, on this one?
There's no way in hell I'm touching Phoenix anything. So we know how Aces are. They've been a really good first half team all year. That's probably the way I'll look because I don't want to lay 16 points either. So Aces first half -9.5. They could very easily be up by double digits through 2 quarters.
What's crazy is, I mean, obviously this is going to be the largest underdog line for the season for the Mercury, and it happens to be in the playoffs. They're 0-3 so far this season at double-digit dogs, and they lost by an average of 19 points per game in those spots. But like you guys, man, I don't know if I could touch that. I mean, just they could, obviously the Aces could grab a big lead and just kind of chill the rest of the way, and then they backdoor cover, and I don't want to mess with that. So I mean, I think at 14 would have been nice, obviously at open, but I missed the boat. I still would have took it at 14 in my opinion, but a couple points the other way, I don't know if I could do it. But Aces should smack this up as far as the series go. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if this was a 20-point blowout in my opinion, but I just
guys, I just want to know.
Go ahead.
I just want to know real quick, can you bet on it being 2-0 exactly under the series? I can't do that anywhere. Available. Yeah, I can't do that anywhere. I bet. Come on, Skee, you in Vegas? You can't do that because I know the series price was crazy, so it was like you got to find some value. But
when you get to a 5-game series, I think they'll start letting you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I know Boofer's in the chat. Shout out to Boofer for dropping the records there. I think the only reason why I wouldn't focus on these specific stats is just because of the roster makeup right now. They're missing pretty much both of their top offensive players throughout the whole season. So that might be something that I wouldn't say throw away, but I mean, it's different. All right. So, well, that one was pretty simple. AC is probably going to win both games pretty easily.
Ronald, real quick, we had to talk about that. The Mercury don't have any size either, right, Skee? I mean, it's just like easy baskets for the Aces. Like they're going to own and rebound, and like the Mercury literally have they got the Shields. They got who's the other girl?
Shields is a guard. That's what.
But I'm saying they have 2, 3 guards that can still score, and that's it. Like that's all that That's all they have. Like literally,
I know someone. That's it. I know someone in Skee's chat was talking about player props, and one way to look at it, if you're mentioning size, right, is like it's probably Asia like down low, right? Wouldn't she able to just be just dominant down in the post?
14 points, 14 rebound type game.
Yeah, double makes sense to me.
20
Shit.
points.
All right,
2010. There you go. All right, so that's that one. The other two games is tomorrow, Dallas Wings versus the Connecticut Sun. This one I gotta play on the wing side here. That's the way that I'm looking at it. I think from a series, regular season series perspective, the Wings actually won the regular season series 2-1, and they covered both games that they won. Obviously, they were dogs on all three games, but they covered. They didn't cover the one that they lost. In my opinion, obviously the big key here is Ogunbowale. I know Skee's gonna probably talk about this a little bit, but she's gonna be out. Sabali and Harris, I think they're both game time decision, but from what I've seen, they're both gonna play. The one thing to also note is even when Ogunbowale is out, they've actually won some games and covered some games. They have a winning record without her. That's not saying they're going to win this game, but at least looking at the line, that's something that I think the Wings should be able to do here. What are your thoughts on this one, Skee?
Yeah, I'm not gonna put too much into that, bro. When they was winning without Enrique, because they was playing some bums. They was playing the Mercury, the Sparks, teams that already quit. So
makes sense.
Yeah, in general, I think that the Wings have a lot of size, and that is what helps them match up with Connecticut. That's probably why they won the season series 2-3. And they still going to have that same size in this matchup. So it's going to hurt a lot missing their leading scorer. But maybe I look more towards an under game. If they can, take away some of those easy baskets from Connecticut, you're missing a lot of points on the wing side from Ogunbowale. I think under is the correct play.
That makes sense to me. The Sun are 4-2 against the spread, 4-2 to the under as double-digit home faves too, and so that's one way to look at it for sure. From a trend perspective, supporting your under look. Jay, I mean Dallas Wings. Are we eating some wings here? What's going on?
Some wings, man. I don't know, man. So look, when Enrique first went out, they did win 5 straight games. Obviously, one of them versus ATL. They did beat the Sky and then the Aces, and then they obviously beat the Fever and then the who is it? The Liberty over there. So they did show some strengths, just because it seemed like the ball moved a lot more without her, the ball hog out there. So it did seem like they liked playing a little bit more free flowing. I watched a few of the games. They were playing some really good defense as well versus the Liberty. I know in that first one, but like you said, this is kind of the Sun, especially in this first playoff game, just the way I like to look at it basketball wise. You want to send a message to the team that had your number over the season. And they talked about it in their interviews as well. So they know that they got to come out here and send a message to the Wings, especially if they want to win this series, which they're most likely going to. I think it's 10 is too high for me to lay, but I wouldn't be surprised if they really tried to put their foot down and send a message here to the Wings that were 2-1 in the versus the season, and third straight road game for the Wings as well. The last game was versus the Sparks. I know they smacked them out the water, but a couple of days you still have to fly from LA, probably back LA to Dallas, then up there to Connecticut. So I don't know, man. Lean Sun.
Lean the Sun. All right, I got you. We might be going opposite ways.
It
makes sense.
I forgot. It's not general. I'm just saying that's just the way I'm looking at the game.
All good. All good. As long as we get the information out there, that's all that matters to me. If I look one way, just like on Skee show earlier, I was looking at in the MLB. I was looking at the Brewers over, and he was looking towards the under. It's all respect between us cappers. That's the way that we got to roll. I mean, as long as we just say what we believe in, what is pushing us towards those picks, then we got to respect what each other is thinking. We can't just be like, I'm going this way, you going that way. That's just
why I didn't bet it. And I'm not betting the motherfuckers -10 either. So I hope you cash.
Yeah. Well, that's that series. From a series perspective, all right. So we just talked about, for that one game and that line, but I mean, like we said, the Wings won the series 2-1 in the regular season. Skee, is this a way? Do you think the Wings can steal this series?
Hell no.
No?
Without Ogunbowale, nah. Kurt Miller is a good coach too. He's gonna make adjustments to whatever the Wings do. Not that Vicky's not gonna make adjustments, but I just really trust Kurt Miller. I know that Connecticut is a group that's been together for years. Although they're missing their point guard, so nah, they're not losing this series.
All right. I feel
They're
it.
saying that Sun could be sleepers too, man. I still think the Aces are something would have to happen for them to not win it, but they're saying that the Sun could be sleepers. I still think so with Jones and Bonner and you know what I'm saying, but I don't know. Them losing their guard, they kind of really affected them. Like when I'm watching them, they missing their point guard. I feel like if they were full strength, they really could like have the better team over the Aces, but I don't know, man, but they're definitely getting past the Wings, though, my
The
brothers.
Aces seems like obviously they shoot hella threes and stuff, and they really thrive off of Kelsey Plum and her play. So if somehow one team figures out how to stop her, that offense to me will probably struggle. There's situations when you look throughout the season, if Plum struggles, the team struggles. I know obviously the guard play that you got Racuna Williams, you got Chelsea there as well, and then you got basically their
Yeah,
whole
balls.
squad is dope, but I think she's the one that really gets the engine going for that team. So yeah, in my opinion, the Aces go if she goes. What
I
is your
think
thought on that, Skee? You're down there in Vegas. You see the team a lot. So do you think she's the engine for the squad?
she's a big part of what they do. You see teams trying to double her and take the ball out of her hand all the time now. So they want anybody else to beat them besides her.
Exactly.
But yeah, Asia, she's a big part of why they're successful too. She's good on the
Mhm.
defensive end. She's a great rebounder. She does, I mean, not all the sexy things that Kelsey Plum does as far as offensively, but I got to give Asia Wilson credit too. So I'm not gonna
Yeah,
say it's
Yeah,
only as
100%.
Kelsey Plum goes, but she's a big part.
Yeah,
I'm with
that
you
makes
on
sense
that,
to me.
Ski.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
They got to work on
I
their defense.
Yeah,
They do. They do. And if their threes aren't hitting too, they gotta adapt and really focus on Asia in the post because she got good footwork down there. So I mean, if they are struggling, work down low, then come back out, get a rhythm going. And our last series, the Mystics versus the Storm here. The Storm really they picked it up after Tina Charles came and joined the squad. Their depth really they gained a lot of depth, even with just a couple players coming in after the season started. And in my regular season preview, I really talked about the Storm depth. That was what they were lacking, and they did work to adjust the roster. Some players started to pick it up and really figure out their role as well. So they started to pick it up towards the end of the season. Mystics, they had a to me they had an up and down season, and it really had to do with Ella Don really just kind of going in and out on games, or like how do you catch a rhythm when you're missing one of your top players every other few games. To me, that was one reason why they probably didn't get a record that they would normally have. They probably would have had a better record if she played every single game. Um, but this series is probably the tightest one out of the four in the WNBA playoffs. Jay, I know you were talking about this game a little bit earlier. What are you thinking about in this game in this series?
Yeah, a little bit, maybe a little conspiracy day, but regardless, obviously Sue Birds last year. I think I forgot who I was talking to. Somebody was like they thought that fouls, like the Lynx, someone was gonna win it this year or something. I forgot who I was talking to. I can't remember if it happened in Vegas with Skee, but if I was like, it wouldn't surprise me if Fouls or Sue Bird end up winning the championship this year. I don't think the Storm gonna make it. I'm just saying, but for this, I do think they get out of this series. That's where I'm going. I think
Mhm.
that like that's a storyline. Sue Birds last season, we know that they have a good team, especially when they added Tina Charles. You got Stewie over there. She damn near unstoppable. You see what I'm saying? They have a really good home court advantage. And they lost the last game as well to the Misses. So I think they're 2-1 versus them on the season. And even that last one, the Misses had to do damn near everything to win that one by 3 at the house as well. So it kind of feels like the Storm have the Mystics number, in my opinion. They're 4-0 straight up versus them the last 4 times against them. Before that, they were 0-6 versus the Miss. So it just seemed like they kind of have their number now. So I like the Storm tomorrow, minus the 4, and I like them in this series as well.
Yeah, like you said, the Storm took the regular season series 2-1 against the spread. They were 3-0 on the number, and then 2-1 to the over as well. The regular season series, they played back to back on one of the games, if I remember correctly. Skee, what do you think about this series? I mean, they took the regular season series 2-1. Can they take the playoffs here, knowing that hopefully well, not hopefully, but I want the Storm to win. But Ella Dawn being here 3 straight games, knowing that she's going to be there 3 straight games if it gets to 3 games. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, you always got to worry about Della Dawn going out of the game too, because if something happens, you know what I'm saying, if they pushing her to play extra or play more than she's been used to playing, that could be a problem. And then at the same time, Natasha Cloud, she was a little banged up. They're saying she's going to play, but you don't want your players, you want them 100%. You want them healthy. So if you got, in my mind, the 2 best players, I'm going to give credit to everybody else because they're good too. Atkins, Clark, Shakira Austin. But if you got them a little banged up versus a Storm team, who is healthy now. I mean, in the beginning of the season, they were struggling because players was in and out. They was dealing with some COVID stuff, I think, too. But now they're healthy. They're rolling. I have to look towards the Storm side. I'll say, though, game by game, I probably would want whoever is catching the points, but who wins the series, I think it's the Storm. And in the first game, I haven't played it yet. I'm still nervous. I might honestly just play the Storm series price and wait the first game out.
Bro, if you're telling me Cloud a little banged up, that's their best defender by far. Della Dunn been playing on and off. Stewie, she can't fuck with Stewie. I know that they nice, but she can't fuck with Stewie. I'm sorry, bro. And then they got Tina Charles. I feel like they got more size. They
do.
I don't know. Both got better defense. Both have good defenses, but Storm have much better offense. See what I'm saying? What are we doing here?
I mean, it makes sense.
This too, though. Stewie can't fuck with Della Dawn either. Every pump fake she jumped in, every single one.
Hey, but Ezzy
go back and forth. They go back.
I feel like Ezzy would be the one that would be on Ella Dawn, though.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Right, that would be the right way to go as far as defensive matchup. One thing that I want to add, because I'm gonna be on the Storm as well tomorrow. 6-1 straight up, 5-2 against the spread at home since Tina Charles arrived. The one game that they did fail to cover was by the hook. So that was one thing to add. And then against Eastern Conference opponents at home, since Tina Charles arrived, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. To me, I think they get it done here in the first game. We'll see how it goes in the second game. But in the series, I like the Storm as well. I think that we just match up well with this squad here.
3. Right, these 3 games. These are 3 games, right? So
that's what I
feel like the Storm probably get it done the first one. Then Mystics go all out, do whatever they have to try to win. They'll win, push it back to Washington, which is crazy because the do or die will be in Washington. But I feel like it'll go to 3. This is probably one of the closest series, obviously, but I feel like game 1 is the favorite at the house in this particular series. I just feel like the Storm have their number this year. That was even before Tina Charles.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think it'll go 3 games as well. But yeah, from a series perspective, Storm should win this one just based off of matchup and chemistry.
I'm gonna check out my boy Wayne. He's a reporter for Mystics. He's gonna do a Spaces later talking about stuff about their team that's going on, shit like that. So I'm gonna listen to him, hear what he's saying about Natasha Cloud. If I hear a little bit,
pass it on to us. You better pass it on to us.
It's moving up to 4.5, isn't there, or what? I thought I saw 1 more. No, all 4s. I'm not looking at the screen, so I
see 4s. I even see 3.5 circa.
I see.
Yeah, 4. I did see that earlier. It's cool. It's gonna be 4.5 tomorrow. It's all good.
Well, hey, that's the WNBA. Jay, I know you got to cut out. You got some stuff going on here outside of sports betting. And real excited for you. You know what I mean? And Skee, I think Skee, you're gonna stick around and do a couple MLB plays. Is that cool?
No, I don't want to hang out with you no more, bro.
Nah, that's not.
This guy. Skee got that party. Skee finna get that party on over here. I'm kidding. I gotta be the family man and Skee the bachelor over here. It's all good, my guy.
I appreciate you, Jay.
Yes,
when NBA season comes around, NFL comes around, we're gonna be chopping it up a lot more. Definitely a lot more. But yeah, appreciate you coming on. And now you can bounce. Get out. Peace.
All right, my brothers. Damn, he kicking me out now, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Shout out to the chat, man. I see y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for the happy birthday wishes.
Oh yeah,
birthday on Friday, man. So it's going.
Hey, you know what? One last thing before you bounce. It was funny because we were supposed to go out for your birthday when we were in Vegas, and you ended up paying for the drinks and the chicken. So next time we're out, I got you.
We don't worry about money. We don't worry about money over here, my brother.
Hey, that's the only reason I got the hottest one, because he said he's gonna pay for it.
Hey, well, I'm paying for it every time then. I'm paying every time then, my brother. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. It's all love. All right,
Jay, peace out.
Let's cash.
Hey, that was some fun times, man. Every time we're out together, it's only been 2 times, but man, it's always good vibes with you and Jay. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys always bringing me in and just chilling with me. I like you said though in your chat, nobody can hang with you. And that last one, I had to go home, bro. Like I just had to go home.
Hey, y'all can come test me if y'all want at the meet and greet this weekend. You know.
Hey, have fun, man. I'm kind of jealous. Everybody's going out there. More people are going out this time around than the first time around. So I'm excited for them to be able to hang out with you and everyone from Wagertalk and Sports Memo. But I'm jealous that I'm not going to be there. So next time we'll chop it up and do it again. Hopefully we do this more often because it was fun last time.
Yeah, it was. And I done figured out all the real party spots now. I done had a real party summer now. I'm ready.
All right. Hey, with that said though, let's jump on the MLB. We're not gonna run it like we normally do with the SEQ and stuff. Let's just drop a couple of our top plays. Skee, let's go with you. I know you just finished up your spaces, so you probably got it fresh in your mind. You know what you want to talk about. What's one of your top plays that you want to talk about today?
I like a lot of different stuff. I think I put in maybe 5 plays already, and I think I might be up to 8 by the end of the day. But let's see. When I'll go to, I'll look at Dodgers and the Brewers first, just because I'm a Dodgers fan. And with that one, we have Gonsolin and Lauer. Gonsolin, he did have a couple of shaky starts, but his last start I think was back on track. And Lauer, he's been pretty good. His last 3 starts, 18 innings pitched, 2.5 ERA. The bullpen for the Dodgers has been really good the last 2 weeks. They have a 2.08 ERA. And Milwaukee's been solid too at 3.51. So I trust both of these starting pitchers. I trust the bullpens. Obviously, I trust the Dodgers more. And neither team is really hitting right now. You have Dodgers 19th weighted runs created plus versus left-handed pitch in the last 2 weeks, and you have the Brewers 25th versus righties. So I was able to grab a 8.5 for the full game under, and I also like the Brewers team total under 3.5. That has hit the last 4 games for the Brewers, and 9 of the last 12 games for the Dodgers, they've held their opponent under 3.5 runs. If you look at Gonsolin starts individually, 16 out of his 21 starts, they've held opponents under 3.5 runs. So full game under 8.5, and Brewers team total under 3.5 for me.
Yeah, this is the one that I was talking about earlier, that we were kind of going opposite directions. One of the strong trends that I saw on the Brewers side was towards the over, but you make a lot of good points there as far as, how they've been hitting lately. Gonsolin, for the most part of the regular season, he's been an under pitcher as well. Obviously, the trend that I was looking at is Brewers at home against non-divisional opponents, and the starter is a right-handed pitcher. If we look at that since June, they're 12-0-1 to the over. But if we look at some of the pitchers, I mean, they're obviously not going to be at the caliber of Gonsolin, but it's not like they were facing bad pitchers. There was Musgrove in there. You got Clevenger, Manoah's in there, and they all went over it. And for the most part, some of those games were on the opposite side. But, it's just one of those things where you can, like I talk about it on the show a lot, is you can find trends on both sides of the ball. You just got to really break it down to a level where what makes sense to you, and that's what you want to bet. Yeah. So it's nothing wrong with going opposite directions. Like I said earlier with Jay too, as long as we have and talk about our opinions and showcase what we believe in as far as why we go in that direction, it's all valid points, and it's all respect when we even if we go the opposite direction. But Absolutely. to me, I was going towards the over in that one. In my opinion, and it was strongly because of that trend, in my opinion. But another game that I want to ask you about is the Miami Marlins game here. Marlins 1-11 full game money line as home dogs against starting right-handed pitchers. After a game, they scored more than 2 runs. Now, obviously, they've been struggling offensively for a period of time now, and so when they do put up runs, they tend to struggle. the next game. Is that something that you kind of see in this game as well?
Well, I love that trend. It gives me more confidence. I don't trust the Marlins bats at all. I've been
Yeah,
kind of riding this team's unders for, I don't know how long. Not necessarily every single game, but majority of their games. Um, just looking at both of these starting pitchers for the Clevenger side, four of his last five starts have been really good, and the only one that wasn't was versus the Dodgers. And so I'm not holding that against him. Everybody can get touched by the Dodgers.
yeah,
So I trust Clevenger here. And then Lopez, he's a guy, every time I see him out there, I want to try to back. He started off the year on fire, really good. And then he had a little bit of a shaky patch closer to when the trade deadline was coming up. And maybe he thought he was going to get traded. Trade deadline is over. I feel like he looked a little bit better in his last start. He went a little bit over 5 innings, maybe 6 innings, and gave up 2 runs. So I think we're going to start to get the good Lopez again.
Mhm.
And you have Miami, 23rd weighted runs created plus versus right-handed pitching last 2 weeks. Padres are third, but even sprinkled in there, they've had a couple of games where they've gotten shut out. So I'm just looking at that. Marlins bullpen last 2 weeks, 2.71 ERA. Padres not as trustworthy, a little bit over 4. But you got some winds helping you out here. Last I saw it was about like a little bit over 14 miles per hour winds blowing in. So
Yeah.
I think it's all a good recipe for first 5 under, full game under.
Well, that answers Mitch's question because he was looking at the under too. So that makes sense to me. Obviously, both, especially on the Marlins, they've been going under a lot lately. So there's no way that I could go against it, in my opinion. I feel like they're just not going to be able to put the number of runs up in multiple games in a row. One last game too before we cut out, Ski. I want to talk about this one because it's coming up in a couple hours, but it's the Mariners. The Mariners with Kirby on the mound, and they were, I think it opened up at, let me just double check my number real quick, but I think it opened up at minus 200 and is going towards the Angels. I don't agree with that line at all. Like, I don't agree with that movement at all. One of the trends that I put out there was Seattle 7-1 on the first 5 run line as road favorites against the right-handed pitchers, specifically when they're like a little bit heavier favorite at minus 125 or more. That's the way that I was looking at it in this game, is that really focusing on that first 5. I think Tukey was how many? I don't know how many starts he had recently, but I know he hasn't playing all season long. Kirby, he's someone that I feel like I could trust in this spot specifically. Momentum, I mean, not momentum, but being able to play for a playoff spot as well. Seattle probably has the motivation to play well for the rest of the season, especially against teams they know that they can beat. It's not that they don't want to take days off like this, especially against teams like the Angels. What are your thoughts on this one?
This is the one game where my sheet didn't print out a picture for the Angels. So I didn't cap it too hard. But
Okay.
just remind me who's out there for the Angels again?
Tougie Toussaint,
Okay.
whatever, however you say his name. He used to
Yeah.
play for the Braves.
Yeah. All I'll say here is, I do trust Kirby. He's been pretty good. And I do trust the Mariners bullpen. And I agree with what you said that, they have a lot to play for right now. So just looking at that and knowing that the Angels bats haven't, been alive, they're 26 weighted runs created plus versus right-handed pitching last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd probably look towards Seattle side. I don't even know the line. If you had to take the run line, I wouldn't even be against that. But probably strikeouts for Kirby. He has 20 his last 3 starts. And I know the Angels are a team that strikes out a lot. So probably Kirby strikeouts without doing too much work on this game.
Yeah, it was juiced a little bit. I grabbed it earlier at minus 130, the Mariners first 5 run line at minus 130, but there's no way that I can not fade the Angels right now, especially how they've been playing. I know the last 2 games kind of, not, I wouldn't say fluky in the 9th inning to get the win, but in my opinion, I think there's just a clear advantage in the starting pitcher position role there. But I think for me that's the way that I'm gonna go on that one. Just as far as official play, I don't know if I don't want to give out that over on the official play just because you brought up some good side or angles as far as the under on that Brewers game. But for me, I would say that first 5 run line would be my official play to give out today in the MLB. Before we cut out, Skee, do you want to drop any official plays at all?
I gave y'all 4, honestly. So
The unders, yeah, the unders.
all of the unders I said, the Miami game and the Dodger game, I'm playing them. They in my pocket. Dodgers full game under, Milwaukee team total under, and Miami San Diego first 5 full game unders.
Oh, unders. I like that.
Hey, I've been hanging out with Nody a little too much over here, man.
I like unders too. Chris knows this. I got him on unders a lot. He never played totals until I told him about unders because, you know, people always want runs and people always want points. That's why the books give you a little bit more advantage towards the under, because, you know, they're putting those numbers higher than what they should be. So I like that too. But, you know, the unders be hitting long term. Long term unders be hitting, you know, in my opinion. People just don't know that. People don't know it. It's a secret.
I've been doing all right this month. I've been betting mostly totals, and they've been treating me nice.
Yeah, I like it. Man, you've been hot. And to be honest, it's been since you been on my show on Monday. So I think you're like 12-2 since Monday's show, right? Or something like that.
I won. I'm 17-4.
17-4. That's what I'm talking about.
So
you're not following Skee, I don't know what you guys are doing. To be honest, transparency is key, and Skee is probably the most transparent capper on Twitter. That's what I want to say. And Skee, I tell you this. I'm pretty sure I told you this before, but you're one of the big reasons why I joined Sports Memo. I was kind of trying to follow your footsteps. They wouldn't bring me to Wagertalk, so they're like, "Hey, you go Sports Memo for a little bit." So you're definitely a big inspiration to me. As far as, you know, what I'm doing in the capping space, you and Ralph, to be honest.
And we do it for each other. I need you to inspire me too. You keep me going. I see you doing your thing on your show, and you winning your bets and eating, and I got to keep going. So
that's what it is.
It's a two-way thing.
Each other. Exactly. Yeah. I love that shit. I love that. With that said, guys, this is the end of the show. You know, I don't know if I have your link in the description down low yet, but I have it from last time. I'll put that in the description below. So you'll have Skee's Twitter account and his YouTube page directly to links directly to them. So you could just click on them and follow them right away. You know, we've been capping the way that we have been with Chris on the show. Moving forward, you know, with the NFL coming on, college football and all that stuff, we might change it a little bit, but I don't want to go too far off what has been successful with the show, especially with the chat. You know, lately the chat has been popping, you know, providing their plays, and they've been winning. Yesterday, I don't know what the chat was yesterday, but I know the ones that I did see all cashed, and I was able to you know, post some of that on in the show as well. We, you know, you guys on the chat really make what the show it is, show what it is today, and so I appreciate you guys there. But like I said, you know, if you're on YouTube, definitely hit the like and subscribe button before you bounce. Make sure you check the links in the description after the show. I'm going to update that. And as always, I have to end with this. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your action. Till next time, peace.